Hey guys, welcome to my Geek Rant. So today I'm going to be talking about Marvel's new comic, Darth Vader number 7. A little bit late on this review, but I'm going to get to it now. I did enjoy it very much. I did get a bit of vindication at the beginning of this comic because Dr. Aphra says that this takes place weeks after the events of A New Hope, which is what I was insinuating in another review. But then someone else thought it was a year after. But here Aphra says, in plain words, she says that this place, speaking about Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen's homestead, has been dead for weeks. So yeah, it's a few weeks after, maybe a month after the events of A New Hope. I thought that it was funny how 000 was mourning over the droids. Like, he doesn't care anything about the human meat bags, but when he sees droids like burnt up, he's like, oh my god, the horror. And I like that the little tidbits of humor are there, especially coming from him, because Darth Vader is a very brooding character, so we need some, you need Dr. Aphra and 000 there to lighten the mood. Dr. Aphra's words about revenge being a hell of a motivator I thought was very good, especially considering what Vader has just found out, and just her commentary on, how Luke would have never left if his, his aunt and uncle were burnt up, and how the Death Star would have been okay had he not left Tatooine. I also liked Vader's analysis of Luke's fight with Boba. Just by looking at the area like a crime scene investigator, he was able to note that Luke was very strong with the Force. He's very talented, but he is very much untrained, which I think was another good little tidbit, and just showing how insightful Vader is and how experienced he is with all this stuff. Vader is also pretty brutal. He only has one action scene in this comic book, but the one action scene that he has a beast that he's controlling, and he has the beast eat its master, and while the beast is chewing, Vader just stabs through the beast's mouth while the master's inside being chewed to death, and it was just very brutal, but it was very kind of clever in a way, or not clever, but I don't know, it was gross, and it was brutal in the way that Vader should be brutal, and I guess I appreciated that little bit, that he was that brutal in the way he killed the smuggler. I can't remember if he was a smuggler, like a drug lord or whoever he was. I also like the callback. There's a bartending scene, or there's a bar scene, and there's a bartender who's like, we don't serve your kind here. He's talking to a droid, and the droid just shoots him in the face and just walks through, and it's like, oh gosh, it's so dark. Like, this comic book is so dark. It's so much more different than some of the other comics that we're getting, and it's dark in a really, really, really gritty way. Like, not just dark because the themes are dark, but just the world that we live in, or that they live in the Empire right now, is just so bad. I am interested to see what Vader and Aphra have in mind, because there's this whole plot with the riches of that drug dealer, or whoever he is, the crime lord guy, who was a competitor to the Hutt, and now Vader has tasked Aphra to infiltrate the Bosk is one of them, one of the bounty hunters, and a few other bounty hunters who are basically gonna try and steal the fortune of this crime lord. And I don't know what's gonna come up, but I am interested to see what's gonna happen in the next comic. So they left me with that. Again, like I said, the main thing I'm looking for in this comic is Vader's relationship with Luke and what he's doing while he's trying to search for him. But I'm fine with this. I'm fine with these detours. This detour seems to be a little bit more awesome, or a bit more interesting to me, so I'm okay with following this plot line and seeing where it goes. I know that this whole comic isn't going to be dedicated to just looking for Luke and discovering more about Luke. It's going to also be about what Vader does on his day-to-day. So yeah, I guess I'm into it. I'll definitely be checking out the next one. Of course, I'll check you guys on the next one. Peace, love, and may the Force be with you always. They nearly match each other physically. Boba being trained for bounty hunting his whole life. Shepard being trained as an Alliance soldier. Between the PS2 and the PS3, and it was like a big breakthrough because there was destructible stuff that you can do and stuff like that. It's just kind of cool, that tree totally just got sliced.